The Queen is delivering her first major public ceremonial speech today, but why was she not wearing her crown? The government will today set out its legislation and priorities for the year ahead. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said the government intends to rocket boosters under its levelling up agenda. There will be 30 pieces of legislation, many of which will be continued from the previous parliamentary session. The Queen will deliver the speech at the formal state opening of Parliament. Traditionally, a monarch wears the long crimson velvet robe of state and the imperial state crown. However, this year the Queen was not wearing the crown. Instead, the Queen's St. Edward's crown travelled to Parliament ahead of her arrival on May 11. Queen Elizabeth II dressed in day dress rather than her traditional ceremonial robes in accordance with COVID guidance. The crown is adorned with more than 3,000 gemstones, 2,000 of which are diamonds. The imperial state crown weighs a massive 2 pounds and 13 ounces. The Queen's speech lasts around 10 minutes on average, which is too long for her to wear this crown. It is estimated to worth around £3,196,360 according to personal finance blog Saving Spot, which deconstructed the crown to estimate its worth. The imperial state crown is a symbol of the supremacy of the monarchy. In fact, the imperial state crown, seen today, is only ever seen during state openings of Parliament, or coronations. The crown is not seen by the public otherwise. It can only be touched by the Queen, the Archbishop of Canterbury and the crown jeweller. No one else is permitted to touch it. In 2013 BBC documentary The Coronation, the Queen spoke about wearing the crown, saying, "You can't look down to read the speech, you have to take the speech up. Because if you did your neck would break, it would fall off." So there are some disadvantages to crowns, but otherwise they're quite important things. It is not the first time the Queen has worn day dress for the state opening of Parliament. In 2017 she wore a blue outfit designed by Angela Kelly with a matching hat dotted with yellow flowers. This caused some amusement, as she delivered her speech outlining the government's plans as the UK prepared to leave the European Union. People compared her hat to its flag. Guy Verhofstadt, the European Parliament's chief negotiator on Brexit, posted on Twitter, "Clearly the EU still inspires some in the UK." However, Angela Kelly later noted in her 2019 book that the similarity was a coincidence. St. Edward's crown, used to crown English monarchs, was considered to be a holy relic, kept in the saint's shrine at Westminster Abbey and therefore not worn by monarchs at any other time. Instead, a great crown with crosses and fleur-de-lis, but without arches, was a king's usual headgear at state occasions until the time of Henry V, who is depicted wearing an imperial crown of state with gold arches. Arches were a symbol of sovereignty, and by this point in history, the King of England was being celebrated as imperator, an emperor of his own domain, owing obedience to no one but God, unlike some continental rulers, who owed fealty to more powerful kings or the Holy Roman Emperor. Henry VII or his son and successor Henry VIII may have commissioned a more elaborate version of the state crown, which is first described in detail in an inventory of royal jewels in 1521, and again in 1532, 1550, 1574 and 1597, and was included in a painting by Daniel Mytens of Charles I in 1631. The Tudor crown had more pearls and jewels than its medieval predecessor, and the centre petals of each of the fleur-de-lis had images of Christ, the Virgin Mary and St. George. The crown weighed 3.3 kilograms and was set with 168 pearls, 58 rubies, 28 diamonds, 19 sapphires and 2 emeralds. Following the abolition of the monarchy and the execution of Charles I in 1649, the Tudor crown was broken up by Oliver Cromwell during the interregnum, and its valuable components were sold for £1,100.